Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to another OP replays. Yes, we have two overpowered replays for you today. One in the 50 TP prototype and one in the T110E3. One of the best TDs out there. That's not really played that much now, to be honest. It's kind of been left alone, but we're going to get to that. But first, what replay this is. The 50 TP prototype. It is the clan event tank. That's actually pretty good. Like the first time I sort of played this tank, I didn't think too much of it, but considering it's for free, actually playing it more and more, it's a really decent tank, and when you're top tier, it really does shine. So our guy here, we are watching Sectum, and he, oh wow, see you later, Scorpion G. That Scorpion G's just been ripped apart within 30 seconds of the game. But unfortunately, this Vickers looks like he finds himself on his own, and he's getting absolutely destroyed. All the green team are around this side of the map, except for one heavy who thinks he is better than the rest, and he decides to go the other way. So considering only a couple of tanks has been spotted at the moment, it's not looking too good for that Yo in that corner over there, but that's perfect for our guys and the rest of the team, because at least we know where they are. You can see the Vickers, he is trying his hardest to get the hell out of there, and to be honest, he's done pretty well to get out of there alive, let alone with on 600 hit points. Yes, he lost 1,000 hit points, but to get out of there was absolutely vital. So pushing through this this door here. I mean, with this map, when this map first come into the game, everybody was going into this factory. Literally everybody. Every single time you get on this map, everyone would go inside here. Nowadays, it's normally around that side of the map. Like, if you very rarely go into this factory now. But this game, there are a few players. Obviously, the Vickers there is still causing problems, still doing damage, and he knows what he's doing. Vibes clan, very good clan, well-respected clan, and I've got some good friends in those in the Vibes clan, and he's doing very well. And to get out of there alive and still be a nuisance to the green team is pretty good play, in my opinion. So we need to clear, or our guy needs to clear these guys here, and he's going to take the shot on the waffle. Doesn't use the HE, but I can understand that he just wanted to take the shot and get out of there and get some cover. And as you can see, the Vickers is still causing problems. 4 against 6 at the moment. The VK168 kills the Shark to bring it now down to a 3 versus 6. Already, it is going to be a difficult ask. Like, I can't see, I don't even know the result of this game. I don't know if it's a win, loss, draw. I have actually no idea. All I know is the damage. So the IS-3 comes now, and he gets a nice shot and a nice bounce from that guy. And there are now a few tanks started to push. The Vickers is there. He's going to get yet again another shot. But our guy in the prototype is just going to sit back. He's in a good position. He is hold down, and they are all going to go for the E75 TS, apart from the Vickers. And that was again a nice bounce. So 1,000 block damage at the moment. Is he going to mess up? Is he going to mess up? Is he going to go for the HE? No. 480, which was a vital shot, because that now brings the Vickers down to a one shot. There's a few guys there that is all focusing on the E75 TS, and there he goes. So it's now a 2 versus 5. He's not on that many hit points himself, and of course he gets put on fire. So now he's actually a one shot to any one of these tanks, the Vickers, the IS-3, and of course this waffle. Now the IS-3 just literally donks his shot, so he's going to get the shot on the waffle, and I like what he does here. He's just going to go and face hug this guy, but there's quite a few tanks around. It is now a 2 versus 3, and I don't think he's going to high roll this guy to clear him, and all of a sudden there goes the K91 to bring it down to a 1 versus 3. Again, he's a one shot. That was a lovely ram there, much needed ram. 5,200 damage, but there is a full hit point motion. Not quite sure where the Emil is at the moment, but definitely he needs a few bounces. He doesn't need to bounce the enemy, he actually needs some bounces. And even at this stage of the game, it's a big big ask. Is this Emil AFK? We will find out soon enough. But luckily, he's in a decent position. He gets around, the motion drops down, and again, now he is in a pretty decent position. Hopefully, he's hold down, and the motion just donks his shot again. So 6,000 damage at the moment, and even now, like even with the motion being down to 1,100 hit points, you would sit there and think he still cannot do this. Surely he cannot do this. But when this tank is hold down, and when you've got a motion like that on the enemy team just completely missing his shots, then anything can happen. That there was a vital miss, and very unfortunate miss. Well, it wasn't even a miss, it was a bounce on the hatch there. But he's still in a good position, still hold down. He's going to shoot the turret there, and he still misses. And now the motion is pushing through, and now he has to get a bounce. He's going to push him back, and he's hopefully going to use the waffle as a bit of protection. Now he is going to take another shot to bring this motion down to a one shot, and again he has to get a bounce right now. The hull is not very strong on this tank, and again the motion just messes up. Now I'm guessing the Emil is AFK. I haven't seen him all game, he still isn't here, and yet there we go, AFK. But now the time is running out. He has just over a minute to kill a full hit point tier 8 heavy, which is around almost 2,000 damage. I think around 1,800 damage. So he got very lucky. He got very lucky to get this damage. Very, very lucky. But he still bounced 1,400 damage, which is still pretty good. But now he just needs to find this guy, and he finally finds him. 1,855 damage, completely for free. But he has to, I think even at this stage, I think he does need to get behind him. Maybe shoot a bit of HE, which is exactly what he's going to do, just to pump that damage up even more, just to make it a little bit easier for him to be able to do this with the time left. And of course, 700 high roll is insane. And there we go again, a beautiful Amarak to end the game. So he does get very lucky, especially with the motion there, the IS-3 not being good, and of course the Emil, but he still finishes on 9,000 damage in a tier 9 tank in a ratings game as well. Absolutely superb. Next up, we are going to watch the E3. E3 on Mines is literally beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now I'm hoping, well, if you look at the enemy team, they have 2 E3s. Now I'm hoping, again, I haven't watched this game. All I know is the damage. I don't know if it's a win, don't know if it's a loss or a draw. Now, straight up, I'm hoping the E3 doesn't go into the TD spot. Yes, it's a tank destroyer, and you've got the spot to the left, which is a TD spot, but the 3 TDs on each team. I'm actually hoping he doesn't go there, because an E3 is amazing up the hill. But of course, straight away, he is going to go to this spot. Very disappointed that he's going to go to this spot, to be honest, because the E3 on the hill hold down is absolutely a god. It really is a god. Nothing can really penetrate you, and you're in such a good position when you are on that hill aiming down, because nothing can really penetrate you. But he's using it as a TD. Okay, fair enough, it is a TD. He wants to use it as a TD. As I've said, I am a little bit disappointed how he's using it, but you know, the result at the end will probably prove me wrong. So he's just farming up some damage at the moment. Of course, when you are in this position, especially in an E3, you do have to watch your lower plate, because you are sort of tilted a little bit, and that will make your lower plate very weak for the enemy team. But he's bouncing, you know, 2 shots so far, and both shots have bounced. So that's 860 block damage, and he's already on nearly 2k damage. Now, I'm not sure why the enemy team doesn't push the hill. I'm not sure what's actually around. The 60 TP is basically on the hill alone. So if the guy's pushed, they could take care of his platoon mate very quickly. They've already got 1 tank down as well. The 60 TP on the enemy team has pretty much bled most of his hit points. And again, he's going to get a nice shot there. That was horrible for the E75 to get the double shot like that. 700 and a 600. All of a sudden, your very low hit points when you was full hit points is not very good at all. Now he's looking at going for the HE here. Now I would probably do that pretty much, but no, he's go for the APCR, and the 60 TP just comes out ever so slightly too much. So 3.6k damage now. It is a 5 versus 6, still a lot of work to do, and now a 4 versus 6. He gets again a nice shot there in the Emil. Now I still think that he could have still done the damage he does if he was with his 60 TB, but because there is no one with him, the 60 60 TP is not actually on the main hill there. He's just backing up. He's just backed up enough for the enemy team, because there's no one sort of helping that hill. The enemy team are able to push, and just look at his hit points. He's just basically lost all of his hit points, and that was a troll bounce on the turret of the Emil 2. The Emil 2 doesn't have a great turret, and in fact it's probably the worst tank out of that line, like the tier 6, the tiers 8, 9 and 10. The Emil 2 is probably the worst out of all of them. The Emil 1 is great, and of course the Kranvågen is very, very good, and the Emil is just sort of in the middle. Not a fantastic tank, but not bad either. So 3 versus 5, and there is still the 2 E3s to get rid of, and of course this Yo is a one-shot. Hopefully he can take him out, and he does, and now that is a 2 versus 4. The IS-7 is holding this this side of the map, which now allows him, so at least we know where all the team are. We know that 2 is to the left, 1's in the middle, and 1's to the right. We know exactly where they are. Report E3. I mean, 5.8k damage. Not sure if that's worth a report or not, but he needs to help his IS-7. He's going to go for this E3 here. Would I have gone for the E3? Probably not, to be honest. I probably wouldn't have gone for this guy right now. He's not in any danger hiding behind there, and he could actually help his IS-7, which is exactly what he's actually going to do. So that there was the right target. Going for the target that is going for his tanks is a must. No point going for the E3 when there's no one there. He's not in any danger. But now it is a 1 versus 4. A 1 versus 4, 6.5k damage. And he needs to clear the big guns out. He has to clear he needs to clear both of these E3s. At least the E75 and the Jaegeru is now a one-shot. And again, look at that. When he's in a hold-down position, you can bounce a lot of shots. Now, he's going to go for the E3 that's in front of him. Now, this is a proper standoff. An E3 face hugging an E3 is just literally like, you don't know who's going to win. But he is now a one-shot to these guys. But he's going to take out that E3, and it now leaves a 1 versus 3, but 2 of them are a one-shot. Not quite sure on the other E3 here. I mean, if he max rolls, possibly he could clear these. But I just think it's a bit too late, and of course he does get taken out. So very, very unfortunate. But honestly, I think he could have won this game. If he would have pushed the hill with his 60 TP, I think that outcome would have been much different. But still, 8,800 damage when the next player did 1,900 damage. And them guys, especially the Yo calling for to report the E3. I mean, come on, 8,800 damage is pretty good. But yeah, I still think he could have done a bit more, to be honest. I think he could have done more damage, and I think that definitely could have been a win if he would have gone to the hill. As I've said, the E3 is a TD, but don't play it like a TD, guys. It's strong enough to be a heavy. It's quick enough to be a heavy. With the speed boost it's got as well, use it as a heavy and you will perform better in this tank. So nice replays, guys. Thank you for sending me them in. Well, one of them I actually got from Hall of Fame Blitz Stars, but the E3, thank you for sending me that replay in. Just that little bit of a tip with the E3, and I've guaranteed you will play better in the tank and have better results. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all very soon. Bye bye.